Hello, welcome to another video. So in this tutorial we are going to build an AI model that will help predict the prices of houses. So we are going to feed the model with data and then train the model using that same data, and it can, based on that data we fed it with and trained it with, to make the prediction of new houses or new price houses. So if you want to buy a house, you can just input the number of rooms in the house, how old the house is, and then AI is going to predict the price for you. Okay, so let's just get right into it. So the first thing that we're going to do is to launch VS Code. So we'll launch our VS Code. We'll create this or train the model using Python and VS Code. So we click on our VS Code to launch it. So our VS Code is launched now. So now what we want to do is we would want to create a folder. And then we are going to name it house prediction model. I have that here already. If you don't have, you might just want to click on new folder and then you would save it. So as we have this now, we are going to create subfolders of files inside our folder, our main folder. So we'll click on new file. We are going to do 3 files. So the first file, we'll name it, it's a house price.py, because I'm going to use Python extension. So .py. Okay, so that's the first one. Then we save it. We are going to generate the codes later. So let's just label our 3 files, then the codes are already written, then we'll just copy and paste them and we'll explain them. So for our next file, we are going to name it house data, or this is the file that contains the data of the houses that we are going to put the house, the square area, the age of the house, and then the price. So we can name it house data.csv. So we are going to use CSV file format or CSV file for it. So you can name it house underscore data.csv, because that's the format that we are going to use. So this is a file that will contain all the data of the various the data that we are going to train our model with, as I said. So you could get the data, because the machine cannot learn from nothing. It has to learn from an already existing data, and based on that data, it could be able to make your predictions. Okay, so we have our house data here. In the next one, so now the third file is going to be our AI house predictor. So after we've fed the model with the data that we have, and the model learns from that data, then now AI will, based on that data that we fed it with, to make future predictions, or to make predictions of whatever we want. In this particular case, the prices of houses. Okay, so that is how it is. So we train the model, and it does that. So we can name it AI house predictor.py. That's also a Python extension or a Python file, because we're going to generate the code in Python. So AI house predictor.py. So now we have our 3 sub files or files. Then we want to go ahead to install Python libraries. Okay, so we need some free Python libraries, namely Pandas, Scikit-learn, and then Matplotlib. Okay, so what these do is that they help with machine learning and then data analysis. These 3 libraries that I've mentioned. So what Pandas do is that Pandas helps with data analysis and manipulation. So it helps you to easily work with tables and spreadsheets or CSV files. You can see that in this particular case, we are using a CSV file that contains our data. So that's what Pandas is going to help us with. And then we have the Scikit-learn. So what it does is that it's a very popular machine learning library anyway, and then it helps you build models using linear regression. Okay, so in this particular case, we are going to train and test our model using linear regression. So we need a Scikit-learn. It can also help with data reprocessing and then evaluation of data. Then for our third library, that is Matplotlib. Okay, so what it does is that it helps with data visualization. So it helps you to create charts and graphs. And then so you can see that after we are done and we run our code, Matplotlib is going to generate our results on a graph. A graph that will show the square area versus the price. So it means that if this is a square area of a place, it will give you this price, it will give you that prediction. So that's what it does. It helps you visualize it, and then it's used for displaying the results of your data, as I said. So we are going to run or install these Python libraries. So you go to view, then you go to terminal, then you are going to install it from there. Okay, so now what you type is you put pip install in pandas first, pandas, then space scikit-learn, then space, then matplotlib. So when you input this into your terminal, then you press enter. So terminal is going to install these libraries for you. And as I said, I've explained the importance of these three libraries in machine learning. Okay, so here we go. So it's going to install them for you. So it has installed them. You can see requirements already satisfied, meaning that the libraries have been installed, and then we are ready to go. So there it goes, then we are done. So now we can go ahead and then paste our codes. So our first code we are going to paste, that's a house price, that's PY. Okay, so I already have the codes here, so let's copy and paste, and then we explain what they mean. Okay, so let's copy, and then so we copy it, and then now we paste it in our VS Code. Okay, then let's see what it means. Okay, so from the start, as you said, so it will import Pandas and Scikit-learn, which will help train the model, and then the Matplotlib, which will help display. So that is it over there. So we are going to load the data from our CSV file, that is the house data, that contains the data that we want the machine to learn from, and based on that it can make predictions for us. Okay, so it will print out that data. Once it's there, to print it, but if it's not there, then it comes as error. Then we are going to use linear regression, as we said. So linear regression, that's Scikit-learn, that will help train our model. So there it is. So model will be linear regression, and Scikit-learn will help us do that. Okay, then so it's going to print and the predictions, so predicted prices versus the actual prices, and give us the accuracy. Okay, then so this is where Matplotlib comes in to show us, visualize the results after the machine has learned them. Okay, so that is it for our Python file. And now we go to our house data. This is actually very, very important, because without this data, the machine is not going to learn from anything. As I said, the machine can't learn from a vacuum. It has to learn from a set of data or existing data. Then based on that, it can make the predictions. So we have our house data here. So let's copy and paste, and then we'll see, try and explain and try and understand our data before we let our machine learn it. Okay, so let's paste our data. Good. So this is the data: square area, bedrooms, age, and then the price. So I got this information from online. So we are saying that if the area of the house is about 2,600, it has 3 bedrooms, and it's about 20 years old, the house, then it costs around, the market price around $55,000. Okay, so based on that, we are going to $550,000. Beg your pardon. So we are going to, the data is there, then we are going to train the model with this data, and then based on this one can make predictions. So if you know the number of rooms in the house you want, and then the square area, and then how old the house is, you can make a projection about the price, so you can know when you are preparing to buy your house. So we can add more data, as you've seen here, but we can work with this data for now. This data is fine. 11 of them is okay. So we just go ahead and then train our model. Okay, fine. So then the last bit is the AI price predictor. So that one is also here. So we copy and then we paste it also. Then we see what that means. Okay, so this is where AI, after has learned everything, will be able to make predictions, okay, based on what it has learned, or the model and the data that we fed it with. Okay, so it's basically like the first Python file, but this is where AI comes in to make the predictions for us. Okay, so it will read the CSV file, prepare the data, so you can see it that here. So where X is the area, bedrooms, and age, then the price, it will predict it for you. So after that, AI will tell us when the model has been trained fully. So we'll be able to see that we'll be able to evaluate the model. And then also it will tell us the accuracy. So the accuracy with which the model has learned. If it's very high accuracy, then you know that you can depend on it to make your predictions. And if the accuracy is low, then you know what to do. So this is the last step where Matplotlib comes in, where it will show you the area versus the price, as I said earlier. So this is basically AI training the model for you in this stage. So this is code, is to allow you to train the model, give you the accuracy of which the model has learned, and then you'll be able to make your predictions. So after this last step, you'll be able to actually enter values, and then AI will give you the predictions based on the parameters that we use. That's the area, the number of bedrooms, and then the age of the house, basically. So that's what this last part seem to explain. So they are just, as I said, 3 files, 3 simple steps, then you'll be able to go, or you are good to go to train your model. So now we are done, basically. So now we have to go ahead and then train our model. Okay, so we'll go to our Spice, and now we run the code. So we run the Python file, then we'll see what happens. So now terminal launches, and then it's running. So it's training the model, it's training the machine with the data that we fed it with. So basically this is machine learning. The machine is now learning, it's processing it. When it's done, Matplotlib will now display the results as a graph for us. Okay, but now the machine is learning. All the 3 libraries are in place. Good. So we can see this, and it has displayed the results as a graph. So that is the prices over there. That is the area in square meter. If you don't understand the graph, you can do away with the graph, and then you can still understand the raw data that is there. But basically, this is what Matplotlib basically does. So you can see the prices here on the y-axis against the square feet, or the area that it covers. Okay, so let's close this, and then we see. So basically, we can see this is the data that we fed it with, and the machine has learned. It has learned from these data. It has made the predictions for us. So you can see, then these are the predicted values, these are the actual values, of course. So it's going to display the accuracy with which the machine has learned. Okay, so the machine hasn't learned 100%. Basically that's impossible, but then if it makes a very great percentage, then it means that you can stand on it to make your predictions. And at this particular point, we can see. So let's go here. We'll see the actual percentage with which it has learned. So let's run this AI price prediction, and then we'll be able to ascertain the percentage with which the machine has learned. So yes, so let's go. So we'll run this file, then we'll also see. Okay, so this is where we can actually make our own predictions, put in our values to be able to get predicted prices based on the square feet area, and then the age of the house, and then the number of rooms. Okay, so now we wait for terminal to run this Python file for us again, and then we'll be able to make our own predictions, and then know how our model has learned and how fast or good the model has learned. Okay, so good. So once again, here we go. Matplotlib has done its thing again. It has displayed the results for us on the graph. So now let's see. So model training complete. So the machine has learned now from our data. The accuracy is about 87.98. That's pretty high. That's really good. So it means that we can actually use this model to make predictions, because it has an 87% accuracy, 87.9. That's almost 88%. Okay, so now it says that let's predict a house price. So this is where we can enter, okay, the square feet area if we have the details of our house. So let's say 7,000, just any value. Okay, and then maybe you want a, let's say, 5-bedroom house. So let's put a 5-bedroom house there. Then the number of years, let's just put 10, not too old. So let's just say a house that's 10 years old with 5 bedrooms. Good. Then we enter. So it has made the prediction for us. So if you want a 5-bedroom house that's 10 years old and covers about 7,000 square feet, it's going to cost us about $1 million. So basically this is it. So you can make predictions. AI is able to predict the price of the house based on these parameters. So we could use this same model or this same algorithm to train AI to do anything for us, make predictions on anything. It could be on weather, it could be a score match, football match score, it could be the test scores of students, just basically anything at all that predictions can come in. We can feed the model with some set of data that's already existing and then train the model, and then the model is able to stand on it to make predictions for us. Thank you. See you in the next video.